Hey squad, it's Jada, and let's cut right to it. Here are the top 10 tips that I found on YouTube to help me start my content creation journey, and I'm going to just save you some time so you don't have to watch them. Let's get right to it. Here are the top tips that have helped me start my YouTube journey. I'm Jada, I'm at the Soft Life Mom era, and I started my channel in about November, but I just posted my first video this week. I know, I waited so long to do it. I think it was like a combination of things like imposter syndrome. I really wanted to do the research on the platform to make sure that I was posting the right things and creating the right content. I had to figure out what was authentic to me, like what would my channel be about. I'm not really selling services, so I guess you could call it a lifestyle, but I am talking about tools and resources, so kind of a hybrid in the middle. I also don't know how comfortable I am about like sharing my children and putting my children on my channel. And being a mom is a big part of my life. It's the biggest part. So I was trying to just find a balance to talk about the most important role that I play in my life, which is mom, and all the tools, the tech, the resources that I use to keep our household running and thriving. So that's how I came up with the Soft Life Mom era. That's a little bit about me, but let's get into these tips because I've been watching in my research. So I come from an education background, so I'm going to do the research. I'm going to do the research. I'm going to watch. I'm going to read. I'm going to do all of the things. So here are, in no particular order, the tips that I found to be the most useful to help me get over that imposter syndrome, to post the videos, and to do it in a way that will help build my subscribers. So number one is get over that imposter syndrome. You don't get over it by sitting and thinking about it and getting into analysis paralysis. You get over imposter syndrome by doing the work. So I watched some of the earlier things that I recorded, and oh my gosh, I'm thinking, who's going to watch this? Why would they watch it? The delivery's all over the place. It takes me about 8 years to get to a point. Nothing was succinct or scripted. So I'm getting over the imposter syndrome by actually sitting down and making time to record, shoot, edit, touch something that has to do with my channel every day. Second thing or tip that I found the most useful is to go back and watch, go back and look at things that you've shared on your social media platforms, that you've sent to other people, or that you've bookmarked and saved. These are the things that are authentic to you, or they did something for you. Whether it taught you something, it made you feel something, it gave you a new perspective. What were those things, and how did it make you feel? Why did you share it? So if you responded to it, that's probably the things that you should be making. So that was very helpful and very eye-opening in terms of what do you make your channel about? How do you decide what content you post, and that type of thing. Number 3 is when you do decide what that thing is, make sure it's authentic to you. So in my research, I just discovered it's 2 categories: lifestyle and then service or product. And with both of them, your storytelling, with the product selling, of course, your metrics is selling products. In lifestyle, it's getting people to join your community, identify, commonalities, and come along with you on this journey. Now, along that journey, you might influence and sell them things, but that's not your primary goal for that. So in order to be authentic, you have to make content about the things you're already doing. So, for example, I don't do full makeup looks and styles every single day. So me doing makeup demos and showing different makeup things, while I enjoy it, it's probably not something that already fits easily into my life. Now I'm a mom of three. I work, I have a nonprofit, I'm a wife, I run a household. So what's authentic to me is like planning, scheduling, organizing, using tech tools to make my life more efficient. I'm really into, even though my kids aren't homeschooled, they kind of are homeschooled because they have their school curriculum, then they have like their home mom school curriculum. So I'm really into teaching and learning and developing skills in your children, preparing them for their future. I'm into continuous improvement. Like, you'll never, what do they say? You won't find me where you left me, something like that. So you won't find me where you left me. I'm always trying to grow and continuously improve things. So I found that what's authentic to me in my channel is authenticity in terms of like, I'm not the same mother my mom was. Like, I'm a millennial mom. And I'm not a Gen Z mom. So like talking about just my mothering philosophy and how my kids are responding to it, things we do. We're in Los Angeles, so having access to that is authentic to my channel. So that was a big lesson learned. Like, find something you're already doing and talk about that, because that's what's authentic and that's what's accessible. And you won't be waiting like 2 months in between a post, because that's when you're going to take a trip and then that's when you're going to post about it. So it has to already be something ongoing in your life. So that was a big one. Another tip that I thought was very helpful as I started my journey was like in terms of content, um, figuring out the different forms. Like YouTube Shorts is fairly new, and then where you're going to post. Like, so if YouTube is your primary platform, what do they use? Shorts and long form. How often can you post long form, as opposed to like what will your shorts be about? Because the shorts are very fancy too. So that was important. Like, know your platform and know your posting cadence. Another tool I saw was that you want to make sure that your hashtags and your video titles are actually searchable, like within the algorithm, and they don't have to be like super unique. In fact, you should be searching the videos and then building your titles off of those similar titles. Like, I thought titles had to be like super unique and different, but no, they should be falling in alignment with what's already out there, what's trending. So that was very helpful. Tools like vidIQ to help you track your progress and your goals. So my goal for a brand new channel is to get 50 subscribers, like 1/10 of what's needed to become monetized. So right now I'm at 16 subscribers, and I had to work for those 16 subscribers. Like, I didn't have time, and I really, like, I had time, but I wasn't confident in what my content should be yet. So I just have been posting shorts. I just been posting shorts, and until I finally did like my first long form video, which that's another tip, is like, if you can't figure out what your long form is yet, like your style, shoot a channel trailer, introduce yourself, talk about what your channel will be about, what they can expect. Make it between 3 and 5 minutes. It doesn't need a ton of editing because they want to get to know you. But even that took some time, like figuring out what my channel intro was and the audio and what my sign on and sign off was. So that was a big tip that took a lot of pressure off of my first longer form video that wasn't as short, was to create a channel trailer and just introduce myself. And that took a lot of pressure off because, like, I'm the expert of me, so I know about me. Another tip was in figuring out what content, and then like a tool like vidIQ, um, making sure that you have thumbnails that are in alignment with like kind of what's popular. So I see for a lot of the lifestyle content that like starring like women and women of color and Black women, African women, I see that they're using like very clean white titles. They're putting their picture and putting like glow around the picture. Sometimes it's 3 different um, screen captures from the actual vlog that they're posting. So it really like tells you a lot about what you can see in this vlog, a lot of the visuals right away. And so I see that like I have to work on like the thumbnail, and I've been using Canva, of course, our favorite tool. I've been using Canva to make those thumbnails, but they have to be attractive or no one's going to click on your video and see your video and subscribe to your video. So that was a very important tip. You know, I was just, again, thought you could just grab a piece of your video, make it a thumbnail, and boom, everyone's going to see it. No. People want a preview of what they're going to see to even think about if they're going to click on your video or not. So that was a very helpful tip. Another tip was like, don't count on the people you know in real life to support your YouTube journey or your, you know, content creation journey. Those are the people like in real life, and you're trying to foster and build a brand new community. So don't be mad if they're like those same people, 5 people that you talk to, like aren't liking and commenting and engaging. They're probably not part of this journey with you. It's your journey. So don't feel discouraged or like no one's supporting you because people don't quite understand the attention and focus that you're putting into building this other community. Like you are, you know, building a startup yourself and probably starring yourself. So you can't count on all the people that you know or work with or talk to online to support this part of your journey or this chapter. So that was a big eye opener for me. Of course, those people aren't going to come along on every kind of chapter of your story, and they shouldn't, because that's why you're here. That's why we're all here, to build and foster community. Another thing that I learned was to not fall victim to analysis paralysis. Like when you're sitting down to film, then going on YouTube, seeing someone that's been doing it for 10 years, comparing your, 2-month journey to their 10-year journey, thinking that you need to go buy a ton of equipment. Then next thing you know, you're like 10 hours down a hole and you still haven't recorded anything. And for me, being a woman, like making sure I look my best or look a certain way, like look like the girls on YouTube, that was something else that was holding me back. And like I'm working with what I'm working with. And again, like I'm not a professional makeup artist with studio lights. Like I have what I have, and a big step of growth for me is to just like start where I am, use what I have, do what I can. And I've been doing that and just showing up in mainly the evenings, the early mornings, my lunch break. I have a note that I keep ideas like, oh, I want to try this shot, or I want to try this setup, or maybe I should do my background like this. I only have like a camera and like a desk light, but I have a reflector disc. I have natural light. So I've just been really just trying to like work with what I have. And that was another tip, like use what you have until you need more. Like don't say you can't start because you don't have the $10,000 camera, you have a phone. Or don't say you can't start because you don't have studio lights, because you can figure out how to shape the light for you. Just start. And for me, starting meant looking a little crazy, spending my nights and my weekends and my lunch break kind of just figuring out what the workflow is, because YouTube is like, you have to have a workflow so that you show up to work every day. And so I just wanted to give myself the chance to just do it. Another tip was that you're going to have to be consistent for at least a year. So you're going to have to commit yourself having daily goals, weekly goals, monthly milestones, quarterly milestones, and then, before you know it, you're halfway through. And if you can stay consistent, then you can see progress. But if you're only going to do it when you feel like it, or, you know, post once and maybe not post again for another 2 months, like, you won't see progress. The algorithm wants content. So in order to kind of jumpstart a brand new channel like the Soft Life Mom era, I have to be consistent. I have to get out of my comfort zone. Another tip that I saw that I think was really awesome is, like, in your first 90 days, you should just be testing things. You should be testing deliveries, content, editing styles. You should be reacting to things. You should just be trying different things to see where your audience is and what they're responding to the most. Um, One of my most viewed stories was a reaction video to Drake's Rich Baby Daddy, because I liked the video. I liked the throwback vintage home video vibes. I loved Red and SZA. Like, I liked the production design. Like, I'm a film person. I liked it. So I just, like, reacted to it. And that was surprisingly, like, one of my highest viewed shorts, because I guess other people liked it and they liked my reaction. And, like, Soft Life Mom era, Rich Baby Daddy, like, you get it. It was a thing. So, but I wouldn't have done it if I wouldn't have, like, got out of my comfort zone and been like, oh my God, what are people gonna think? Like, she listens to Drake. Yes, moms listen to Drake. Drake is for the girls. He might be for the dogs, but he is for the girls. Drake is for the girls. Don't forget that. Another tip, because I'm not even keeping track, I think I'm like at 7 or 8. So even though I got caught in the rain, I was still going to show up. So something that a content creator said that resonated with me is that, like, the thing you're hung up on, like your wrinkled shirt, or your hair's not perfect, or, like, things are a little not perfect. Everyone else isn't even worried about that. Like, it's you obsessing about it. It's you watching yourself on camera. And the more you do it, the more you just get used to seeing yourself. And then you stop being so nitpicky, like you have to present, like, the highest perfect version. Like, you have a team. Like, we don't have a team. I don't have a team of 20 people to make me look like, oh, right? Beyonce, Kelly. I don't have a team. It's just me. Like, I'm the team. So, like, give yourself some grace. It's okay. Push through the thing that you're focused on and nitpicking and say, I can't post this because my skin looks like, no one's even paying attention to it. Put the content out, sis. And I was sis. Like, she was talking to me. I just need to get it done and put it out. So that was a big one. Another big one, outside of, like, all the motivation, how to get set up, I liked a video I saw about, like, your first 30 days, like, creating your channel trailer, uploading at least 10 shorts, your channel description, figuring out what your tags are, like a checklist of things. That really helped me. I love lists. That really helped me, like, make sure everything was covered. I also had an Amazon storefront, so making sure that I linked the Amazon storefront there for just things that I mentioned, like this top, this bodysuit, that's from Amazon. I can link that. So just finding those alignments and maximizing why I'm on this journey. Like, of course, to share my story, but of course, like, I would love to monetize and make money from it too. So figuring out how to begin with the end in mind, because it like 16 subscribers to 500, like, I mean, like, that sounds like a big journey, but I'm just breaking it down into chunks. Like, my first goal is 50. So if I can get from 16 to 25, and then 25 to 30, 35, and work my way on up, and then figure out where I go from there. You guys hear the rain? See, normally I'd stop because I'm like, my sound's going to be messed up, but I'm just going to keep going anyway. Um, the last tip, maybe that's like the music telling me to wrap it up. So the last tip was check your analytics. So if you're on Instagram, if you're cross posting things, check your analytics, see what people are sharing, see what people are saving, and then make more of that content. Like, um, I have multiple pages, like for the nonprofit that I help with, my personal page. So understanding like what people find authentic from me, like what I am already influencing people to do, in just my natural life and living, and not like selling products or anything. What is it that people kind of turn to me for trusted information? And the things that I get most viewed on my page are things with my kids, activities, outings, adventures in LA. Um, I recently started an application process to go back to school to get another master's degree in digital media management or education. I couldn't quite decide, but people were really interested in that. They're also interested in just like marriage things. I've known my husband since college, and we've been married almost 10 years this year. So they also like content like that. So I knew from looking at the analytics and what people saved and shared and responded to from just my personal page, because I made it into a business page so I could get these insights on Instagram. They respond to like adventures, mother adventures, personal development, and like goal setting as a mom, and then like stuff with my marriage. So I knew that the Soft Life Mom era would include all those things, and that would be a good start for me, in terms of like an authentic presence and channel. So, um, those are the tips that I'm starting with. They seem to be kind of working, because like I only have 4 subscribers, and I had 9, now I have 16. So hopefully they continue to grow. I'll check in with some more tips on my starter journey, my first year as a YouTube creator, and I'll check back in with you soon. I gotta make sure that the dogs are inside the house, because you hear that rain, right? You hear it. So until next time, I'm Jada with the Soft Life Mom era. Oh, that was another tip. Your sign on and your sign off, you should just get right to it. They know where they're at when they clicked on it. You don't have to waste time saying welcome back. Da, 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 da. That was another tip. I don't know if I'm quite ready to use it because it's like my comfort zone to say that, but I have been working on a sign off of like, thank you for connecting, squad. I'm Jada, and I'll see you next time. Until then, make sure you're staying in your Soft Life Mom era or something like that. I'll talk to you soon. Make sure you like and subscribe so we can do this together again. And if I miss any tips that have helped you as a new YouTuber and content creator, especially if you're a mom and a woman, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to learn all of your ways. Have a blessed week.